Hello, welcome to HITC Sport, and what are you waiting for? Sorry, what? Put down that tub of popcorn, stop sticking your ball back in the goldfish bowl, and go and sign Kylian Mbappe. Oh, by the way, lads, I'm giving you 5 seconds, alright? 5 seconds to hit that subscribe button, alright? 30% of you are not part of this community. What do you do? Sort your life out. So come on, put down the bowl of shampoo, sort out your brain. Go on, just smash that button, or it's just gonna annoy you for the rest of it. Yeah, it will, alright? It's gonna annoy you if you don't. So, we're waiting. Every 6 minutes I see the media absolutely salivating like a dog in heat over the existence of Jadon Sancho, as if they'd never seen a fuzzy-haired winger born in London before. I'm sorry, then I guess we all just imagine Tom Ince then, right? Everywhere you look, the big headlines are about £100 million moves for the next English talent. And yes, I know Erling Haaland receives the same level of attention in the media, but of course he does. The man was born in Leeds. I'm sorry, but if you are a footballer who was squeezed out of a womb in an English hospital, you're probably gonna have an extra zero chucked in your bank account. Please, the English hype train in the media has been around for years.
Still level, Marcus Rashford is as good as Kylian Mbappe.
What? Laying the table? Listen, if I'm a hungry 9-year-old child forced to eat my own shoes for dinner, then sure. Then I'd be picking Rashford. But if you're a football club who wants a potential Ballon d'Or winner to score you 50 goals a season, then it's a no-brainer who you're going to pick. But how? How is the world sleeping on Mbappe? Is that the right with sleeping? Is that the young person vernacular? Bit weird to literally sleep on another human being. But hey, to be honest, he'd probably still be comfier than the mattress I stole from the dump. But yes, because both Ronaldo and Messi still have blood in their pulses, the world probably assumes that one of them is still the greatest player on the planet Earth, right? I'm sorry, did nobody see Messi stroller on the pitch against PSG? I've seen hungover babysitters show more enthusiasm than him, and one of them made me lick cheese off his feet. But right now, at the age of 22, Mbappe is the greatest footballer on planet Earth. Yeah, the guy who grew up with posters of Ronaldo on his wall. Good Christ, with that level of intense adulation, he was like the French Stan. Wouldn't be surprised if he's also locked many a girlfriend in his boot. But remember when Chelsea binned Kevin De Bruyne? Because for an elitist West London club, coated in snobbery and riches, they probably didn't want to replace Frank Lampard with a guy who looks like Ronald Weasley. For a proud, superficial club drowning in Russian money and Lamborghinis, they probably didn't want to replace an England poster boy with a 200-pound lump of freckles. But lads, that still wasn't the worst decision made by the club in the last decade. No, back in 2012, the same summer they signed Eden Hazard, they had Kylian Mbappe at Stamford Bridge. This guy was 13 and undergoing a trial at Chelsea, probably competing in the same training sessions as Mason Mount and Tammy Abraham. And yet, because he apparently didn't offer enough defensively, he and his mother were both binned back to the suburbs of France. I'm sorry, but whatever Chelsea youth coach or scout was the one who made that decision, you should arguably be forced to hand in your coaching badges and go and work down a local petrol station, because clearly you have no business judging talent. Good Christ, it'd be like if Simon Cowell had rejected the potential cash cow in One Direction because they didn't have matching eyebrows or didn't know how to mow the lawn. I mean, who cares? It doesn't even matter that in unison they sound like a gaggle of pregnant cats. Just stick their faces on a lunchbox and just cash in on the hormones of teenage girls nationwide. But rejecting a teenage Mbappe because he didn't track back enough, and yet paying £35 million for Eden Hazard the next week, a guy who'd probably get a nosebleed if he was even asked to defend a corner kick, it just didn't make sense. If all of the people at Chelsea had working brain muscles in their head, then they'd currently have the likes of De Bruyne, Salah and Mbappe in their team. And they'd have about 3 more Premier League titles in the bank and at least 1 more Champions League crown. So please, Roman Abramovich, instead of doing the easy thing and just chucking your first team coach in the bin for 6 months, maybe start by drowning your youth coaches in a shallow ditch. Imagine having Mbappe on trial in the vicinity of your building and yet choosing to go out and sign Demba Ba instead. I'm saying, what? It's like if your kids ask you for an iPhone for Christmas and yet instead you just fill their stockings with toxic waste. Good Christ, that summer you spent £6 million on Marco Marine and £7 million on Victor Moses. Don't tell me you were being careful with your money that year, and yet you treat a young Mbappe like an empty tin of baked beans. But yes, right now Mbappe is a ridiculous specimen of a human being. Arsenal fans probably still openly drool into their morning bowl of Weedos just thinking about Thierry Henry in the shower. A great player, yes, but let's be honest, I'd pay good money to see him fall down the stairs. When he was 22, he'd scored 20 goals in the French league for Monaco and registered just 3 on the wing for Juventus, and was currently looking like an £11 million Arsenal flop, going 8 games without even sneezing in the direction of a goddamn goal. Mbappe, by contrast, at the same age, has stuffed in 158 career goals. At this stage, Henry's highest total for a season was just 11 goals. He was being outscored in France by Tony Cascarino, Shabani Nonda and Sylvain Wiltord. Mbappe has already broken the 20-goal barrier 4 times and was just 1 goal shy of 40 in his debut season at PSG. He's won the league 4 times, played in the Champions League final. Yes, Henry was part of a World Cup winning squad in 1998 and he scored 3 goals but was still made to watch the final from the bench. Mbappe ripped the entire tournament to shreds. It's mental. When France won the 1998 World Cup, Mbappe didn't even exist. Instead, probably just kicking lumps out of his mother's kidneys whilst using his umbilical cord as a corner flag. And now he's just banged in a hat-trick against Barcelona away. Apparently Liverpool were said to be following Mbappe since 2014. Probably not as literally as the headline suggests. I doubt Kevin Hunt, the youth coach, had his face pressed up to the bathroom window watching Mbappe take a dump in the toilet. I mean, if he had, I'm pretty sure he'd be serving 20 years in jail. Most likely playing hide the soap with my uncle. But yeah, apparently the Reds were scouting him back in 2014. You know, the same summer Brendan Rodgers signed Ricky Lambert. Good Christ, I don't care that Mbappe was just some raw 15-year-old child. I'd wager good money that even he would still be more dangerous up front than the wet suitcase that was Ricky Lambert. Even the following year, apparently Liverpool had the chance to sign him. All he had to do was pay the £300,000 development fee, but apparently Klopp couldn't guarantee him playing time. I'm sorry, but if you're giving Adam Lallana 30 games a season, if you're wheeling out Divock Origi more than 20 times, then you're damn right you could find a room for a teenage Mbappe in your team. According to Ryan Giggs, he'd scouted Mbappe for a year, recommended Man United sign him for just £5 million, and to be fair, Louis van Gaal did sign a forward from Monaco that summer, with the club chucking 10 times that fee on Anthony Martial. Yeah, they went to the right club, but they signed the wrong goddamn player. You might say the Under-19 Euro 2016 tournament was Mbappe's big breakout moment, scoring 5 goals for France as they won the tournament. Although, to be fair, he was still outscored by John Kevin Augustin, a guy who went on to flop on loan at Leeds. But here's what a bunch of internet comments were saying about him at the time.
I've never seen him play, but how would people say he compares to Moussa Dembele at Celtic? This lad could make Martial look like Lingard. What a talent! I prefer Martial.
Really?
Thought he looked good, but we'll go for Bakayoko before him, given that you already have Martial Rashford.
I sincerely hope whoever wrote this message that his wife or caregiver stumbled upon his laptop and saw this so they could swiftly remove all the sharp objects from his house. Good Christ, a guy who actually wanted Bakayoko over Mbappe in 2017. I must assume he since managed to chop off his fingers on a lawnmower accident. It's a type of thought process that would only happen to someone when they've just poisoned their brain with bleach.
Mbappe is good, but Messi and Ronaldo are monsters at 19.
I'm sorry, monsters at 19? Ronaldo looked like a Westlife reject, with the muscle strength of a soggy waffle, and was scoring about 6 goals a season.
Kylian Mbappe is overrated, with proof.
Now, what I don't deny that Prajwal Baral must have some ironclad documents stolen from the FBI proving, once and for all, that Mbappe is actually football's greatest myth. But honestly, I'm worried that if I do click on such internet stupidity, the government will probably track my IP address and have me placed in a medical facility, probably where they store all the poor bastards who choose to watch Mini Minter videos on loop. Ronaldo and Messi were the generational talents, but when they were young, their clubs never dared to let them get within a year of the contract expiring. Look, Christ, Messi signed 9 different contracts at Barcelona. Ronaldo was similarly only being offered 5-year deals at Man United. That's why it took Real Madrid to utterly shatter the world transfer record in 2009. But Mbappe, in 16 months, PSG will be forced to lose the best player on the planet for less than the price of a goddamn Fredo Bar. I'm not saying this guy's going to be as good as Ronaldo or Messi, but they were forced to share the Ballon d'Or continuously. Mbappe though, he's unrivaled. He's out there on his own. There is not one player on the planet who can push him in any way for these accolades. So yes, revisit this video in 10 years time when I've long since died of scurvy, and I guarantee you Mbappe will hold the world record for the amount of Ballon d'Ors ever lifted. He's probably gonna have about 7 or 8, and so the constant Spanish links with Neymar, complete waste of time. Sure, right now he's a more marketable name, but good Christ, he's a 30-year-old with hamstrings made of cheese. Mbappe is not only the future, but he's the present. So go on, whoever you are, go and sign Mbappe. And we'll actually in the comments, what do you think? Do you think I'm hyping up this man? Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.